supposed to do a movie with Shiney Ahuja. And suddenly one day he was arrested and we got the news. So we rushed to the Oshiwara police station in Andheri West. Me and a couple of friends, we went there. So and we spoke to the DCP over there. Now the DCP over there said that he's been arrested because we've established that intercourse has taken place between him and this girl, his domestic help, who's come and lodged a complaint here. And the DCP commented that, see, actually, we are now trying to make sure whether it was consensual or was it forced. So I told the DCP, if by your own admission, you're saying that you don't know if it was consensual or was it forced. So why is he inside? Why is he locked up? Give him the benefit of doubt. And once you're more sure of it, then you can, of course, arrest him or let him be as per your discretion. So the DCP explained that, see, we are helpless in this case because Section 375 dictates that if a woman comes and lodges a complaint, the man necessarily has to be arrested. So we can't help this. Now, the aftermath of this was Shiney lost face in society completely because he was branded a rapist. So society judged him before any judge could judge him. Ironically, Shiney's case is still pending. He has not been convicted and nor has he been acquitted. His case is going around.
10 years of the allegations being charged.
Absolutely. There has been no resolution to the case. So neither has there been a conviction, nor has there been an acquittal. The case is just lingering on, dragging on, and nobody's interested in the case anymore. But the effect of this on Shiney and his family is that he has been branded a rapist. Now, a majority of people think that he has done it. A fraction of people think that he has not done it. Either way, his reputation has been ruined. So my question to society is that there is a judiciary to decide the guilt or the innocence of a person. How does society start giving judgment on a person that, well, this guy is a rapist when it hasn't been proven in court? When he could be innocent, it could have been a casual affair which just went wrong. You know, it could have been some sort of vendetta, or it could have been plain extortion. We don't know. And the intercourse could have been consensual. So all these are questions which remained unanswered. So that's when I got the idea for this film in 2010. I've been researching it since then, writing it since then. But then I started writing it very seriously around 2015. That is right after my movie Rahasya released. After that, I started researching and writing this movie very, very seriously and actively to be my next film. After that, during the research, I came upon even more shocking statistics and many disturbing facts came to light. I saw, because I went to the court, I went to the Sessions Court in Kalagoda. So I went to the court, the Sessions Court in Kalagoda, where there are 3 courtrooms dedicated to rape cases. So I sat for 160 hearings over there, and the observations that I made were very disturbing. I saw with my own eyes, and that 80% of the cases filed over there in the court were fake. The motive for filing such cases, fake rape cases, were there are various reasons, but the common reasons were either it was an affair gone wrong, the woman wanted revenge, or the parents wanted to break up the relation between the man and the woman, or it was some sort of dispute between the two families. Sometimes it was plain extortion, it was an affair gone wrong, vendetta, all these kind of things. Attention, sometimes it was just for attention. And in this entire circus, I saw that the actual survivor, the genuine survivor, is left somewhere behind, lost in this chaos, lost in this noise. Because over there, 80% of the cases were very frivolous and very obviously frivolous. Even the judges knew that this is a fake allegation, but they were helpless. They were helpless to, because the law, Section 375 dictates that if a woman lodges a complaint, the man has to be arrested. So it was a very disturbing experience, and I would like to give 2-3 examples over here. I met the parents of a girl who was saying, see, ye ladka na picha nahi chhod raha hai. So how do we get rid of him? We told him, you go away, you break the relation, but he's not listening, and he keeps trying to meet her. And this is the girl's boyfriend. Huh? He used to be a boyfriend, but now the parents want her to break up. So what else could we do? We had to do this. And they were justifying their action, by saying this. Yes, and they don't seem to understand the repercussions of this. They don't seem to understand what they are doing. They are abusing and misusing a law that is meant to protect women all across the world. And in effect, they are affecting all women. All women, they are affecting womankind per se. Because, like I've said repeatedly, every false case raises a question about the genuine survivor's testimony. The genuine survivor's testimony comes under a cloud of doubt, a shadow of doubt, whether maybe she's also lying, So it's like the cry wolf phenomenon. So I wrote Section 375 based on this experience of mine. On the Shiney Ahuja case, and secondly on the basis of the research that I carried out. Now, incidentally and coincidentally, while we were shooting the film, that's when Me Too broke out. And so people started assuming that when the movie released after some months, people started assuming that the movie has been made because of the Me Too campaign. Not at all. And soon after that, the Men Too campaign broke out. The Men Too campaign, that is for men's rights. So I had foreseen this. I had foreseen this need for men's rights way back in 2010. So it's a double-edged sword which affects men and women equally. I faced a lot of backlash from hardline feminists because they found this movie as to trivializing their efforts against, fighting against rape. That is what I tried to keep explaining to these feminists, hardline feminists, again and again, that a fake rape case, affects womankind as a whole. Women are the worst affected by a fake rape case. I tried to explain that to them again and again. Incidentally, the majority of women who saw the film really appreciated that. The woman has a husband, a brother, a father, and people, males in their family. So women identified with the movie too. But yes, there was backlash from hardliners. I also want to add one thing. In Bollywood, there's a tendency of following the beaten path. Like people hit upon one formula and then they keep making movies on that formula. It's called, in Hindi, it's called bhed chal. Bhed chal hai. एक फिल्म हिट हो गई किसी सब्जेक्ट पे तो उसी स्ट्रक्चर पे बनाते जाओ फिल्में. So in such a scenario, going against the tide was quite a task. It took me a very long time to get the film on floor. There were a lot of hurdles, but ultimately the appreciation received from the audiences, from the critics, from the award ceremonies, all that made it worth the effort. I was nominated for Best Screenplay in the Filmfare Awards. I was nominated for Best Dialogues in the Star Screen Awards. So that in itself is quite a big achievement. And the entire MRA community, the men rights activists, have really appreciated the movie. They have appreciated my efforts, and they really came out to promote the movie. They held screenings, private screenings for the movie, special screenings for the movie. Many of them were in tears when they saw the movie because they thought the movie, Section 375, reflected their own struggle, reflected the struggles that they faced in court. It reflected the way their life was affected because of the misuse of Indian laws, which are gender biased. So all that was, all this really made it worth the effort. We have to have a law which punishes, which prosecutes a fake accuser, because a fake accuser who files a fake rape allegation is a big criminal according to me, because she's not only destroying the man, she's destroying that man, she's destroying his life, his reputation, and his entire family with him. And she is also affecting womankind as a whole. Like I said, a fake accuser, a woman who files a fake rape case, affects women per se across the world. She puts a shadow of doubt, she casts a shadow of doubt over the testimonies of real rape survivors. In India, most people get away with perjury. There is the laws around perjury are very, very lax. They are not strict. The Indian judiciary needs to revamp laws around rape completely. On one side, we have rapists who get away without a conviction. And on the other hand, we have men, who are fakely accused and fakely, who face fake rape cases. And I know of young men who've been in jail for six years on the basis of fake rape allegations. I would say their torture and does not end in those 6 years. It continues for the rest of their lives because their reputation is ruined. They are labeled as rapists. They will not get a job anywhere. They will not get employment. They will not be treated well in society. People will look at them very differently. Even if they are acquitted, people will look at them with a shadow of, with a shadow of doubt. And so their ordeal does not end in those 6 years. It goes on for the rest of their lives. And the mental trauma, it really takes its toll. There is no compensation. Like I said, there was a dialogue I put a dialogue in section 375. Like it says, can a man accused of rape ever walk free? So that holds very true. It's true. You look at the cases around you. Shiney Ahuja, where is he today? Nowhere. Nobody wants to work with him. So this is a double-edged sword which the judiciary has to address, revamp the laws so that we have faster conviction rates for real rapists, and we have prosecution laws for fake accusers. Women who file fake rape cases should be prosecuted, and they should be discouraged from filing fake rape cases because they destroy a man's life. They not only destroy a man's life, they destroy his entire family. But the laws are not very strictly followed in India. So people committing perjury, that means lying in court, speaking a lie in court, they get away. They get away without any punishment. So the law must be changed. It must be revamped. Secondly, the laws around rape and around the protection of women in India are very, very outdated. They are very outdated. They are not in tune with today's society. So the laws need to be revamped. They need to be changed, and they need to be rewritten, keeping in mind today's social milieu. Today, women in urban cities are liberated. They work, they earn, and they are at par with men in every way. But the laws in India around the protection of women have been drafted at a time where women didn't enjoy equal rights, where women were subjugated, when they were treated like second-rate citizens. They didn't have equal rights. They were, they were sort of marginalized. Women were marginalized like they are in villages today. The laws in India are designed in such a way, taking for granted that the woman is innocent and the woman is a victim and the man is a perpetrator and a exploiter. That is something that is taken for granted, which must change. So the difference between rural and urban India is urban women are more liberated, whereas rural women are more subjugated. Rural women do not have so much access and so much knowledge about the way rape laws can be exploited. That doesn't mean that it doesn't happen in rural areas. Of course, it happens, like you pointed out. A lot of fake rape allegations happen in Indian villages also. But in the statistics that I have studied, it is more of an urban phenomenon. Urban women are taking advantage of laws which were drafted at a time where women didn't enjoy equal rights, where women were not at par with men. So the judiciary has to take cognizance of this and design laws which are in sync with today's times. I have got, after the release of Section 375, I have got thousands of requests from people to make a movie on 498A. And during my research for Section 375, I observed that after Section 375, the next most abused law is 498A, or perhaps 498A is more abused than even Section 375. 498A is the law revolving around dowry and dowry harassment. Now, this law is so gender biased that it takes for granted that the man and the man's entire family is guilty and the woman is innocent and a victim. This law is very outdated. It dates to a time many decades ago when dowry deaths were a common occurrence even in urban cities, where women were being burnt for dowry, when women were being harassed for dowry. So the law has to take cognizance that in India there are various socio-economic stratas of society. The genuineness of a case has to be seen. So women are liberated now, they are educated and they are power with men. So the law also has to change accordingly. The law cannot blindly assume that if it's a woman, she is a victim. If it's a woman, she is the weaker person and she has been exploited. That is not right. I have received, as soon as Section 375 released, I received many requests from people to make a movie in 498A. And a lot of people even shared their life stories of how their lives were ruined by their spouses. How their families, elderly people in their family were accused very wrongly, by their spouses. So men have cried in front of me and told me to make a movie on this subject so that the truth about this 498A comes out in the open. So I am thinking about it, but I do not have a concrete plan in place, nor do I have a very concrete script in place, but I do have an idea which is floating about in my mind. So sometime in the future, I may make a movie on this subject.
So I wish you good luck in all your future endeavors and look
forward to
chatting more again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.